All right! And welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be studios with Crystal Durant.
Hello.
With Tommy Von Voigt.
Hello.
Yeah, in the world famous As It Should Be studios in the produce section.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice, nice avocado you have there.
It's actually kind of warm today. It would be nice to be in the frozen food section, but, whatever.
It's unseasonably warm.
It's unseasonably warm.
What is it, today the 12th or the 11th? It's the 11th, right?
It's the 10th.
The 10th?
Yeah, it's the
All
10th.
right. It's the 10th and it's 60 degrees.
Yes.
That's fine. There's nothing wrong. Anyway, moving on.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's going to snow on Tuesday, but
Of course it is.
who's counting?
Sometimes it snows in February.
Okay, all right. Well, we're gonna have to stop all this shit because we have some important business at hand, which is discussing our favorite albums of the year 2003.
Oh.
Three.
Well, no, I can cut you off there. Let's go back to this stupid nonsense then.
The stupid nonsense is far more important.
Far more important than
important
2003.
Well, you know what, man? You're gonna have to start things here, I think.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
get it started. Let's get it started in here.
They will be mentioned at some point. Okay, so all right. So you actually want me to kick this off?
Yeah,
huh?
because
Do it.
Do it. Well, I
gotta.
have been noticing, and Paul, you pointed this out before we started shooting. We seem to have a lot of viewers that are weirdly excited about these years.
Yeah. I think we have some younger viewers that think
I
we're
think
this.
that must be it. So for them, I think it must have been a completely different experience than the rest of us had.
Yeah, definitely.
Totally.
Yeah. So for 2003, I have only a top 6.
You know what?
Let the cards
I'm
fall
amazed
where
that you
they-
have that many.
Yeah.
Exactly. It was actually, I was surprised as well. I would technically have 7, but I have an honorable mention, and you'll see really quick why I didn't put the honorable mention into a list.
Okay. Good.
And that is because my honorable mention for 2003 is Led Zeppelin with How the West Was Won. And the reason why that's an honorable mention is because we have generally, while there aren't any really concrete rules here for what we do, we've tended to avoid loading stuff up with live albums.
Yeah.
But I did want to at least give this an honorable mention because at this point in the time when How the West Was Won came out, other than, getting some low-quality bootlegs, for the most part, all we had of Led Zeppelin live recordings was the soundtrack, The Song Remains the Same.
Yes.
And I've long felt that is not really the greatest representation of Led Zeppelin. And I think that Zeppelin might have even
I think
agreed.
most people agree on that. Fans and band alike.
Yeah.
Not good.
So
Yeah.
this was really cool when How the West Was Won came out, and it was just nice to have an alternative official release.
Well, and that has not only a lot of different sources and different eras and different stuff, but it's just, there's so much stuff in there that's just absolutely killer.
It's so killer, and
Yeah.
it's also, we're talking a lot of these recordings from like 72. I think that was before Plant's second vocal surgery, or alleged or rumored second vocal surgery. His voice is just killing it. I mean, it just sounds so primal and so raw and really badass. So, honorable mention to How the West Was Won.
Okay.
Getting into my actual top 6 for 2003, I have at number 6, The Bangles with Doll Revolution.
What?
I don't think I was even aware of that
I
album.
didn't even know about that.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Really?
No.
I don't. You know what? And even going through the lists of all the albums from that year, I don't even think I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually not bad.
It got past me then, and it got past me now
No.
doing the list.
Wow.
Here.
Okay.
I got nothing.
Wow. All right.
Blind spot.
Brand new.
Okay.
Brand new.
My number 5, Fountains of Wayne with Welcome Interstate Managers.
Fountains of Wayne have hit, huh?
Yes.
Oh, well.
And you like them.
I like half of that album.
Which
is why
was there a hit?
Oh, that's the one that's got Stacy's mom on it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that how many records did they make?
I don't know.
I
Actually.
like that song, Stacy's Mom.
I'm not a huge fan of the band.
It's a nice little pop hit.
Okay. All right. Fucking. I forgot. This is a no fun zone. Anyway.
No fun zone.
Okay. And my number 4, Sing the Sorrow by AFI. Anyone gonna ask? Anyone gonna ask? Huh?
Good night, everybody.
Anyone gonna ask what it stands for? Crystal Durant, everybody. Crystal Durant. Crystal, come back. There's a fire inside.
What?
Come on.
Oh, shit.
You know how the firefighters say
Okay.
close the door to prevent the fire from spreading?
Oh, well, drat.
There is
Okay.
AFI. All right, I'm back.
Wow.
Hey, Crystal's back.
Well, Crystal. All right.
All right.
Okay,
So-
moving on.
Moving right along.
Moving right along. My number 3, I've got Goldfrapp with Black Cherry.
Yeah,
Gold
baby.
Right? Fucking Goldfrapp.
I love Goldfrapp.
Wow.
See, I knew if I didn't say it, you were going to say
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Well,
Do you like them?
I kind of don't really have a dog in the race.
Okay.
Oh, that's fair.
Kind of.
That's fair. My number 2, Valley of the Damned, the debut album by Dragon Force.
Oh, shit. So we're starting to get in some actual stuff that you're really actually into.
I kind of fuck with Dragon Force a little
Yeah.
bit. I do.
I know you do.
I do. Yeah, the stuff I'm into starts trickling in slowly and steadily, but unfortunately for this year and for the next few years, there's not enough of it happening in any one given year for me to come up with like 10 song lists or 10
Right.
album lists.
But there's stuff you really
Have you
love, so.
mentioned them before?
Well, that's their debut.
Oh.
Yeah.
out in real life?
Well, yeah,
he's mentioned them. Yeah.
Yeah.
In real life, yeah. Okay.
Now, that leads me to my number 1 for 2003. Now, this is actually an album that I more closely associate with 2004. This is when I got hip to it, but this album actually came out in 2003. And, oh, boy.
This is glasses off?
This is glasses off. This is everyone's glasses come off. Emotionally, my glasses come off. Oh, boy. Do you want to talk about an album that was made for Tommy?
Sure.
Let's talk about it.
Permission to Land, The Darkness.
Oh,
Oh, shit!
okay.
Oh, shit! Permission granted! Yes!
Yeah.
Oh.
True. This is true.
And we thought we were going to get zero passion from Tommy. in this
Yeah,
episode.
really. Whoa.
This record, when I got hip to this record is kind of largely responsible for me at that point officially walking away from the pop punk scene, folding anti-anti, and pursuing rock and glam and metal and all that stuff.
Oh, snap.
From that point forward.
So that's the seeds of
That's
Gone
the
Void.
one?
That was the one. That was the one. That was like, I was like, I can do this. I can make the music I want, and maybe people will actually like it. And it ended up being quite a long struggle of getting anyone down in Southwest Florida to want to play in a band with me doing any of that stuff. But that was the record that blew all the doors wide open for me, and the windows too. It is fantastic, that album. I love it.
Let me ask you a quick question. So, throughout your life, the Sweet and all the other glam rock stuff, you loved it.
I was into it.
You're into it, but you never thought.
I never had the courage to actually go that route.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I would be out on tour with Anti-Anti, and I'd be listening to Twisted Sister in the tour van and everything. But there was never like any inkling in my mind that I could actually just have a band that does this.
Oh, okay.
Well, you needed kind of it to be shown that that's something that could potentially fly in this day and age.
Maybe.
Like in any capacity, and Fly it did. I mean, it was a massive success for them. Yeah, my God, Abs, you want to talk about a game-changing album for me? That was the one.
It's your Ed Sullivan moment.
I mean, honestly, it was.
Yeah.
It really was. And there was not a chance there was going to be anything else that year above this on my list. So that's me for 2003.
All right.
Exactly.
Well, there we go.
What was that? A 4-album list?
No, the 6 albums.
Oh, 6. Oh, okay. All right.
Kind of 7. Quasi 7.
Oh, quasi 7.
6.5. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, let's see if we can find a couple of commercials here.
Stupid bloody bag, never get the bloody
Hey, Dad?
thing. No, I'm just
But
can't
we
you
really
see-
wanna show you
I've got something
something.
to do. I'm trying to get this.
You really should see this.
What is it then? What is it?
These aren't Pepsis. They're Pepsi Twists.
You're a bunch of bloody magicians.
We're not the Osbournes.
You're not.
We're the Osmonds.
I'm a little bit country.
I'm a little bit rock and roll.
Sharon, the kids have turned into the husbands.
Oh, they're there, dear. Go back to sleep.
Like twists? Pepsi Twist and Diet Pepsi Twist. It's a twist on a great thing.
All right.
All right.
We are back.
We're
All right, and Crystal. I bet you have a list.
Hey, Crystal.
Hey,
But hey,
fellas.
do you have a list?
I got a list.
Oh shit. Well, bring it.
Yeah. So, first, a couple of fun facts, right?
The whole year sucked.
The whole year stunk.
That's a fun fact.
That's a fun fact. Let's see, what the hell happened? Oh yeah. Music got fucked up because Andrew Lack was the chief of NBC News, was named the head of Sony's music division. He took over for Tommy Mottola. Do you guys remember this?
No, but I can.
So he had no experience in the music industry whatsoever, right?
Great.
And he replaced Tommy Mottola, who was a
Right.
giant among giants.
And a genuine music fan.
Yes, like he's name checked in Dr. Buzz's Savannah Band. He, married Mariah Carey, whatever. So Tommy had he resigned because of Sony bullshit. And let's see. Following an investigation by the International Federation of the Phonographic Industry and London detectives, police raids in the UK and the Netherlands recovered 500 original Beatles studio tapes recorded during the Let It Be sessions. 5 people were arrested, and the tapes were used for bootleg releases for years. Remember that?
And I'm sure they were very useful very recently.
Yeah.
When
Oh, wow.
yeah.
I forgot about that. January 13th, Pete Townsend was arrested.
Oh.
Yeah, the British police on suspicion of possessing and making indecent images of children and incitement to distribute them. And he claimed that he was not doing that, and he was writing an autobiography, yada, 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 about his abusive childhood. Johnny Cash released the music video for Hurt, which was a big blockbuster video because he looked like an electrified corpse. He was on his way out.
And he sounded like one,
He sounded
too.
like one too, and the biggest bummer was Robert Palmer died at 54. 54.
Was that when
Massive
he
heart
died?
attack, I believe. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
massive heart attack.
Okay.
I
I knew he was dead, but just for some reason, the exact time that it was, I didn't remember.
Yeah, it was a mind blower. All right, here's my list.
List.
My list. It's only
list.
7 albums long.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Whoa. This is where Crystal has an incomplete list.
Because it's
Yeah.
2003. What do you expect her to do, man?
I think, is this my first incomplete list?
I think
Might
Live?
be.
that I
don't
can
know.
It
recall.
might actually
Maybe.
be.
Yeah, you guys aren't going to like this. All right, coming in at number 10 is Michael Bublé. With Michael Bublé.
Well,
Now, let me crystal clarification. Okay, so Michael Bublé. A lot of people do not like him, and I understand why. But I enjoy him because he does have a beautiful voice. Am I wrong?
Sure.
He has a beautiful voice, and he is doing the Frank Sinatra standards and 50s, 60s, whatever. And I think he does a really good job of it, and I enjoy it. God damn it! And that's my number 10.
Well, my issue with people like Michael Bublé and people who kind of come in later on, younger guys who come in and do that genre,
Yeah.
they always are just fucking doing the same fucking songs. It's like, can't somebody just write new songs in that style?
Apparently not.
But they love doing the old songs, songbooks and all that. I'm not mad at that.
It's like when you get bands that come out and they do 80s style music, they don't just fucking do Girls Just Want to Have Fun. Like, they write new songs that sound like the 80s.
I think that they're too chicken to do it because these standards are so well beloved that they don't want to fuck with anything and then be called names or something like, how dare you, we already have these you know how people are about shit.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can't win no matter what you do,
Yeah,
but,
so I think they take the easy way out, and I'm okay with that. All right, that was my number 10.
Okay.
My number 9 is...
Wait.
Oh, sorry. What?
Didn't you say you didn't have it? You had an incomplete list?
Yeah, but I still started at number 10. I just stop at 7. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No.
I don't.
But go on. I can't wait to see this play
Okay,
out.
so
We'll let you do your thing.
so when I do these things, I have a template that I just repaste and repaste and repaste. That's 10 to 1, right?
Ah.
So I just start at 10 and go to where I stop.
So your number 10 is your number 7.
Oh, okay. So 10 is your
Get it? So
starting
10 is my
point. So
7.
it's, yeah.
So 9
thank
is
you.
6. So
Yes.
if 6 were 9.
Thank you.
If 6 was 9.
Yeah. So
So your number 1 is going to be number 3.
13. Right. So all right. So Michael Bublé is my 7.
Okay. Okay.
As it were. Okay. So my 6, my 9, is Joss Stone, The Soul Sessions. Joss Stone is Australian, I think. Young white girl, long wavy hair. She always sings barefoot. She does. I don't know why, but she does. And
What's up with white girls and always having to be barefoot?
child, I don't know.
You've been asking yourself that.
I've asked myself that 1,000 times, especially here in New York City, where you see them walking down the street barefoot. What is wrong with you? Ugh.
Anyway.
Sidebar. So, she has a decent voice and she can get in the cut. But what really got me is her cover of Fell in Love with a Boy. Because it's completely different from the White Stripes original version. She does this soul funky jam, and it's really good.
Does she make it listenable?
I feel as though she does.
Nice. That would be completely different than the original.
Yeah. I like the White Stripes. Anyway, so that's my,
Yeah.
that's my 6, 9.
So tell us your 8-5.
All right, my 8-5 is Get Rich or Die Tryin' by 50 Cent. That was his big debut album.
The original mumble rapper.
The original mumble rapper.
You should have come in with one of those hats with the gold sticker on the front.
Oh.
You know?
Yeah, they don't fit over my hair. But I'll try and get one. I'll try and get one next time. You know, in the club, blah, blah, blah. That was his monster record. Excuse me. Oh, all right. Then my number, what is it next, Tommy?
If 4 was 7.
Okay, my number 4/7 is...
When I go to put the cards in on this is going to be an adventure.
Oh, dude, it's chaos. Dude, it's dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, anything's going to be possible.
Yeah, so my number 7/4 is Dangerously in Love by Beyonce.
Oh.
That was a huge monster hit, especially that single, which I talked about in Singles of the Year. And it's all because of that, amazing Chai Light sample from Are You My Woman? So there's Dangerously in Love, there's Crazy in Love, that's the big hit. And Naughty Girl, The Closer I Get to You with Luther Vandross. Did you guys ever hear this? The duet
Is
with them?
it Closer I Get to You?
Yes.
I haven't heard that version.
Yeah. It's good and it's bad. I don't think they should have done it. I don't think it needed to be covered, but it's interesting to hear. You guys are gonna hate it. Then my number 6.
No, 5.
Oh, my number 5.
You guys will know because after I figure it out, it'll be down
Yeah,
there.
my number 5.
Dude, do Roman numerals.
Well,
Do Roman numerals. I like that. That's good. That is good. I got Black Cherry by Goldfrapp.
There you go.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I love Black Cherry by
Okay.
Goldfrapp. Train was the big single for me. So good. I love
Well, as
that.
long as it's not Train the Band.
No.
No.
Then I have Elephant by the White Stripes because I still am on the White Stripes train. I like them.
Crystal's really into trains today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, you're really on the train.
I'm on the train.
Unfortunately, she
We're
was
on the
train a
G-train.
while ago. Or actually, you weren't really on
I
the
was
train.
not.
But that's another story.
That's another goddamn story. And then I guess my number 1 already is Permission to Land by The Darkness.
Yes!
Yes.
Yes, give me some.
Yes, because
that's what I'm fucking talking about.
That, like the way that it opened up your eyes, to me, I just thought, wow, this hasn't happened for how many years? And it works.
And
they
it's
killed it.
also really good.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And live, unbelievable.
I saw them in 2004 on the Permission to Land tour.
Incredible. Just the energy, everybody's going out of their mind. What's the lead singer's name?
Justin Hawkins.
just jumping around, the skin tight sequin jumpsuit thing, hot as fuck. Oh my god, so good.
Yeah.
All right.
That's my number one. And an honorable mention, I guess I should have said this first, but is Arcade Fire.
Which album? Is it their first album?
The first album.
I don't even know the title of it.
Headlights Look Like Diamonds and Vampire Forest Fire. Those two songs off that record. So Arcade Fire, if you forgot, they're this band of 800 people. They're from like middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, and they play, you know, accordions and spoons and all this shit, along with, you know, electric guitars and everything. And they're weird, wacky songs. The lead guy, what's his name? I can't remember. When I first
Wim
saw them,
Wenders.
something like that. When I first saw them on Saturday Night Live, I was like, "What the hell is this? This sucks." And then I said, "Oh, you know what? But I kind of like this. Let me give it a shot and listen to the album." And I thought, "Oh, you know what? Okay, I kind of get it." So if you're on the fence about them, I suggest you listen to them again. So yeah, they were my honorable mention.
Don't sleep on them.
I didn't have a thingamajig, so I had no runners-up. So that's my runners-up honorable mention. And that's my list.
All right. We have some thingamajigs coming up right at you.
Seat movers. That's what you'd call us.
We'd buy seats up in the nosebleeds and then move down.
We'd look for no-shows.
Who sometimes did show.
Soda spillers.
That is gonna leave a stain.
And then we'd swoop right in for the perfect seats. Hello.
And goodbye.
Want great seats? Your City Card could get them. And now, every time you use a participating City Card, you're in it for a chance to go on a 3-city tour with Nickelback. Want the story of a lifetime? Your City Card can help you write it.
All right, we're back.
We must be back or something.
We're back.
And must be my turn or something. I guess I'm going to do my list now.
It's your turn. Do your list.
I'm going to do my list.
Indubitably.
Okay, well, I have not only a 10-song list, but I have honorable mentions.
What?
We're doing albums.
See? Oh, I'm not the only one who does it. You said songs.
Did I?
Yeah.
You know what? I did it on the 2001 episode as well,
yeah.
and I didn't catch it in time to fix it, or not to fix it, but I would have put like a little text at the bottom going, you know, yeah, I would have corrected myself in text on the bottom.
We all
but I
do it.
missed
We all make mistakes.
Well, all right. I have a 10 album list, and I have 4 honorable mentions.
This seems far-fetched, but let's hear it.
Okay. 4. Well, first up on my honorable mentions, Lyrics Born with Later That Day.
Say what?
Lyrics Born.
Wow.
You're hip to Lyrics Born.
Yes, I do.
I only know about Lyrics Born because a guy that I used to work with, Ares Nunez, he turned me onto this. He was a hip hop guy that I worked with, and like he was one of those like legit hip hop guys who, you know, you could give him anything. You give him Steely Dan, he'd be like, oh yeah, he would get into it. And then in turn, he would be playing his stuff, and every once in a while, I'd be like, oh, I kind of like this, and I ended up liking this record.
Oh.
So, all right.
I'm gonna beg you for that.
Ringo Starr with Ringo Rama. Now, there was a little run around this time in the late 90s, early 2000s where Ringo was making albums with Mark Hudson. Right. Mark Hudson was producing and basically, well, co-writing with Ringo. Mark Hudson just wrote the songs, I'm sure, but Ringo got co-writing credit. Yeah. And this is the second of those two, and it's pretty damn good. Like, it's way better than most of his 70s albums.
Yeah, I agree. I forgot about that.
The Red Walls with Universal Blues. Red Walls.
Ooh, I never heard of them.
You haven't heard of them? Okay, yeah, they're just, one of those guitar rock bands, with the right haircut.
Are they from England?
I think I don't remember if they're from the UK or not, but a little 60s-ish, and but
jingly jangly, ringly
kind
dingly
of, maybe not jingly,
Ringly dingly do.
Like that.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
And my last honorable mention is Iggy Pop with Skull Ring.
Wow.
Now, in the 2001 video, I had the Iggy Beat 'Em Up album, and I mentioned that was his album where he had a bunch of bands backing him up, like the Trolls and stuff, and that he had the Stooges reuniting on a few tracks before they. Well, I mixed that up. That's not that album. This is the album.
Oh.
Speaking of everybody making mistakes, this is actually the album that has the Stooges tracks that predated their actual proper reunion with the new album. But Green Day backs him up on a couple of songs. Sum 41 fucking backs him up, and the Trolls, and yeah.
Sum 41?
Yeah, but it's a good record.
Really? Wow.
Okay, so my list, my actual 10 album list, and, well, my number 10. Bart Davenport with Game Preserve. Now that is going to be a Blake Stair album if ever there was one.
Blink, blink, blink.
Let me explain. Bart Davenport is a guy, he's a singer-songwriter that I used to be in a band with. He was the original bass player of Persephone's Bees.
Oh.
But he's mostly an artist in his own right. And, you know, in the 80s he had like a 60s sort of blues rock band, or, you know, kind of mod blues band called The Loved Ones. And then he started making solo albums on, you know, on some label, like a little small label. And he has all these really great records that have just like, it's a singer-songwriter vibe, but like a late 60s, early 70s kind of a thing, you know. On this album in particular, he has some tracks that are very like Love's Forever Changes.
Oh.
You know, with like horns and things. And yeah, it's really, really good stuff. And and it's my number 10 on this list.
More homework to do.
My number 9, Sloan is back with Action Packed. Yeah, Action Packed. You know, it's a
Paul Core.
You know, it's a perfectly serviceable Sloan album. The thing about Sloan is they're really consistent. Like, you go through and, like, yeah, I mean, I like all these albums. Some stand out more than others, but they don't have, like, that one where it's like, what the fuck are they doing? You know, like, why did they do that? They kind of stick to the program. So it's just like another Sloan album. Okay, so number 8. My number 8, Joe Jackson is back, but this time it's the Joe Jackson Band.
Oh.
The reunion of the original Joe Jackson Band that's on the first 2 or 3 albums, like the Look Sharp Band. They came back with an album called Volume 4, and it's not great. It's not as good as those albums, but it's pretty damn good.
Nice to hear that.
And, you know, it's just really cool to have him back with those guys, with that sound, and this is really kind of where he was truly back, because I talked about the Night and Day 2 album where he was back making pop records, but he kind of didn't really go fully, like he didn't do all the vocals and like here, like Joe Jackson is back with this record. So
okay,
all right. So number 7, my number 7, Outkast with Speakerboxxx, The Love Below.
What?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now I liked this at the time. I had this on vinyl when it was current. Like an idiot, I've long since sold it because that is a 3-figure album now at this point, easily. And but I was really excited at the time by this record because the thing about hip-hop is I was really noticing that it was always so trendy. Like, if somebody came out with a record that really hit, then there were 1,000 hip-hop acts that sounded just like that.
Yeah.
And when Outkast came out with this, I was like, oh, this is really huge right now. This bodes very well for the future of hip-hop. There's going to be some really cool hip-hop coming out. Then it didn't happen. Outkast fizzled out, and nobody copied them, and, you know,
yeah.
But
I remember being so surprised by that album because at the time, like I'm sure a lot of other people were expecting when it, you know, the word broke that, oh, it's going to be a double album, but one will be Andre's and one will be Big Boy's. I think everyone was thinking, well, Andre's is going to be the album, you know. But actually, Big Boy's half is shockingly
really
good.
Yeah.
I prefer Big Boy's half.
Really, I prefer Andre's, but you know, they're both good. They're just different.
Yeah, totally different.
But I guess the thing about Andre's, it was like, oh damn, these are like songs with melodies. There's like Prince influence in here and shit, you know. And I thought, oh yes, please, hip hop, please. Take all of that in.
And it just didn't.
And it just didn't happen. Okay, so number 6, Satanicide with Heather.
Yeah, Satanicide.
Yes.
I don't know this.
Well, I spoke a couple episodes ago about a band called Daytona that featured our friend Phil Costello, you know, of Tragedy, heavy metal Bee Gees fame, who has done 1,000 joke metal bands. Well, this is like his Spinal Tap band, Satanicide, and they're local here in New York, and this is their, I think this may be the only album they put out. Maybe I'm wrong. Sorry, Phil. Maybe I'm forgetting another album. But yeah, I mean, like, this is their really great Spinal Tap-ish sort of metal album. You know, it's 69 Chevy, 69. You know, and,
it's so good.
You know, City of New York City. Oh yeah, City of New York City. You know, all kinds of really great stuff. I think you would like it. There's there's like some great Boston kind of harmonies on it and stuff.
It's parody music though, right?
It is, but the songs are good. It sounds good, and the arrangements, like I said, there's one song on there, New York City Tonight, that sounds like Boston.
I mean, do you have any idea how good it has to be for me to like parody music?
Maybe you won't
just
like it.
Give it a shot.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a shot.
You know, I don't know. We'll see.
You might like
okay. See, for me to get a full list, I'm having to dip into my friends' records to get a full list. But these are legitimate releases. These aren't like self-releases.
No.
Bart Davenport and Satanicide, like, they came out legitimately.
Yeah.
But number 5, David Bowie with Reality.
Oh,
yeah, which
Reality.
is the follow-up to Heathen. And at the time, I didn't pay attention to it. I mean, I listened to it recently and was really surprised by how good it is.
I like Heathen better, but yeah, it is good.
Yeah. Drink. But number 4, The Return of Kamita with Coco Mimi Dada. Coco Mimi Dada.
Wawa?
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd album. Overall, I prefer the first one, Genius of Kamita, a little bit more. But man, some of my very favorite Kamita songs are on this album. Oh man, this has some amazing tracks on it that I can't remember the name of off the top of my head, so I'm not gonna name check them because that's how much I love this album. No, I really do, but you know, there's just not enough brain space for more modern stuff because like the Kinks and the Who have jammed it all up in there. But
a mess.
So number 3, Steely Dan with Everything Must Go, the final Steely Dan album.
Yeah.
And whoops, 1 second, technical difficulties.
Where's the intern?
Where's the intern when you need them?
Damn.
Okay, yeah, so the last Steely Dan album, I remember at the time with the title and everything, and I don't know, I was getting the vibes like, oh, are they intending this to be their last album? I hope not, because this is only the second one they've done since they've come back. I don't know if it was intended to be the last, but of course it ended up being the last. And,
womp womp.
But it's, it's a good, serviceable, late period Steely Dan. A favorite of some of our viewers, Robert, Marcia.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. So number 2. Number 2. Josh Rouse with 1972.
Oh.
1972. Now, this is the album that got me into Josh Rouse. I think I talked about him before, how Mojo and Uncut and all those magazines were crowing about him for like at least 4 or 5 albums prior to this, and I just didn't pay attention. And more technical difficulties. Okay.
Damn it.
This is probably going to be an edit.
Intern.
Ay.
It's officially become an edit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I said this in a previous episode, Josh Rouse CDs started to come into the house back at the time because my roommate John was working for Rykodisc, who was putting out the records, and he was getting promos, and I listened to this record, the cover sold me. I saw that cover and went, oh, I should probably listen.
Just that alone.
I know.
I should probably listen to this.
Yeah.
And that got me so hardcore into it, and it's such a great album. I have it at my number 2 on this treacherous list. This list that has such heavy competition, but it actually would be pretty high, I think, anyway. But my number 1, my number 1 is an artist who, on a couple of recent episodes, was on my worst of, and now at number 1.
Oh.
Not glasses off. I just want to take them off.
I'm not really sure who this could possibly be.
Yeah, 2 episodes in a row, my worst of. Now my number 1.
Well, obviously it's going to be Limp Bizkit.
Alice Cooper!
Limp Bizkit.
The Eyes of Alice Cooper from 2003. Yeah.
This is good?
This is a great album. Complete change, like no new metal here. Basically what's going on here at this point in 2003, we have Strokes.
Right.
We have all these guitar bands that aren't nu metal. They're not metal. They're and it was big. That stuff was very big, and Alice decided to kind of go that route. And this is a really great guitar rock album of Alice that isn't that. It's not 90s. It's not grungy. It's not nu metal, and it has really great hooks. It's kind of poppy. Really strong songs. There are very few Alice Cooper solo albums where I like every single song, and this is one of them.
Really?
Yes.
Who's the band?
Eric Singer from Kiss.
What? I forgot he's blonde.
And a bunch of other guys that look like they shop Hot Topic. Look like they shop Hot Topic.
Well, it's Alice and four guys that he found hanging around out front of Guitar Center.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely look like they had a stylist on the photo shoot.
For sure.
But
not like
but the
none of them
record's
had
great.
played with him before.
No, they were already his band. I mean, that was his live
Ryan
band.
Roxy,
Okay.
Eric Dover, Ryan Roxy, Chuck Garrick, and Eric Singer. Okay.
Eric Singer. But yeah, this is I completely, totally stand behind this Alice album, and yeah.
Would I like this Alice album?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Homework for you, Tom.
You might,
indeed.
and you might not.
Well, it can go
one or
any
the
way,
other.
couldn't it?
Yeah.
You might love it.
So there you go.
I don't know.
Oh, now I'll
have to wait and see.
Stay tuned next week to find out.
Okay. All right. Let me conjure up. I'm going to try to conjure up some 2003 commercials. That aren't about NSYNC. Okay.
Hey, when was your last family weekend? Go sightseeing, attend a ball game, visit a theme park, and quality family time. You don't want your kids to grow up to be weirdos, do you?
No.
You have a great day.
Residence Inn come out and play rates make this a great weekend for a family getaway.
My name is Alice. I live in a palace.
Call 1-800-MARRIOTT. Residence Inn. Your Marriott awaits.
When it's time to hate, then it's time to hate. And it is. Don't fight the tide, Crystal. Come on for the ride. Don't you see?
Yeah.
This is the only way to save the 2000s is make 70s references.
I know.
And wear 70s outfits.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, Tommy.
I don't have any dishonorable mentions.
What?
You don't have any? Because anything 2003?
It was just where would I stop? Where would I stop? Once you get started, it's like you can't just eat one chip. I can't just point out one shitty album in 2003, but I did have to pick a worst of the year, and my worst of the year was just so egregiously bad. And I've shit on these guys before, and they deserved it, and I'm about to shit on them again because they made another pivot, and every time they made a career pivot, I feel like we need to shine a spotlight on how shitty they got.
Right.
And that would be Metallica with Saint Anger.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
oh my god. It's every single time these guys just keep
sucking.
But it's like every time you think
Suck-
it's like, oh well, now this is as sucky as they're ever going to get going forward, and it'll be like, oh no, just you wait.
And you thought Load and Reload were bad,
right? Right.
Now, why do you think that they got so bad? Like, what is it that made them just tank?
Honestly, Crystal, I really don't even know.
I think it's what it is that they've gotten so huge and got so in the mainstream world. They knew that they couldn't just make more Ride the Lightnings and stay there. You know what I mean? You couldn't. You know what I mean? I don't think that they could have just. And I would love for them to have made more Ride the Lightnings, but I don't think they could have stayed in the world they found themselves in and had become very comfortable in if they had done that.
Well, you know what? They ended up getting. It's kind of like people who always procrastinate, but they do it because they get away with it successfully. Metallica made a major pivot when they did the Black Album. And it was an absolute game changer for them.
Yeah.
It blew the doors open for the entire world for them.
Yeah.
They became a super band. They made all the money. They're set for life. They can do anything they want at that point. When you're rewarded that well for making that much of an about face artistically, I think that would kind of inspire you to keep doing that.
Yeah.
And that's what they did with Load and Reload, which sucked. And then they completely reinvented themselves again with Saint Anger, and it sucked. Did either of you ever see Some Kind of Monster? That documentary?
I haven't. I actually haven't.
It's the making of this album. And there is a scene in there, amongst so many unbelievable scenes. There's actually a scene in there where Lars Ulrich's dad comes by the studio to check out this.
I do know about this.
For any of you out there that haven't seen it, Lars is playing his dad some of the stuff that they're working on for the new album. And he asks his dad what he thinks, and I forget at this point. I can't even paraphrase.
I don't remember what he thinks, but his dad basically
just full on tells him, "This is terrible. Don't release this. What is wrong with you? This is really bad."
His own father, with whom he was very close, and who was actually very cool and liked good music. Like he wasn't just like some old dad. Like he got it.
Yeah, told him.
And he came in and was like,
"This is a mistake.
Sorry, son, but this is shit.
This is a mistake. Don't do this."
Yeah.
And they did it.
And
so, do you think that it was a case of that they got too big for their britches?
Well, they probably weren't told no an awful lot.
Yeah. We've speculated before about, like, what if it's because of who kept leaving Metallica and they kept changing for the worse? If that was speculation, then anything we say now is going to be speculation. We'll never really know. You can't. You can play the what if game, but it doesn't really matter. You're never going to really know the answer. Yeah. But I think, as far as I'm concerned, the fact remains is they kept on ratcheting down another notch every time you thought they'd hit bottom artistically.
There's a new bottom.
It just kept on going further and further in shocking ways. But yeah, Saint Anger. Oh God. Over to you, Crystal.
All right, Crystal.
Load and Reload. That's my 13-year-old boy. All right, so oh yeah. All right, so I've got I got a full 10 album thing here.
You have 10 hate?
Yeah, I got hates. I got a lot of hate.
You got a lot. Well, there's a lot of hate.
And you know what? They could pretty much all be put at number one. Let's just say that. All right, so I'll buy that. I'll just say what they are. Ricky Rocket, Glitter for Your Soul.
Ricky Rocket's solo album?
Oh God, I remember this.
I didn't know about this.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
I remember being in a record store and looking at it, and I was like, Ricky Rocket.
Isn't there more than one lead singer? Like he's got a bunch of different guest singers on it.
Oh, so it's a solo album, but he doesn't sing on it?
Well, I don't think he can sing.
Yeah.
Then you can't sing. You can't make a fucking solo album. What the fuck's wrong?
Well, he did.
It exists.
And it was Glitter for Your Soul, Paul.
Well.
Yeah, and like the cover is like him like all washed out and like totally bleached.
Yeah, the whole thing is just, I don't know how much cocaine was involved, but it was a whole lot. Then I got R. Kelly.
Anything.
Now, the thing about R. Kelly is that he does.
Unfortunately, we know the thing about R. Kelly.
Well,
we do.
He can obviously write some really great songs that turn into the worst earworms in the world. Then he does like absolute horrible stuff like Trapped in the Closet.
What the hell was that crap?
Which was like objectively, it was very cleverly done. I just think that it was very weird.
Super
like
weird.
A crazy 10-part thing about midgets and whatnot. He does know his music, and he is a good producer. But his life outside music notwithstanding, yeah, it's whatever. Then I got Hootie and the Blowfish, self-titled.
Yeah, well,
now, I like Darius Rucker. I'm a fan of Darius Rucker. He's a really great singer. Decent songwriter. His solo stuff I like better than Hootie and the Blowfish. But, this record, of course, destroyed a lot of things. Then I got Ben Harper.
Oh, interesting, really?
Yeah, I've tried really hard to understand Ben Harper, but I just don't get it. And maybe what he does is not for me to like. I just don't like it. Like, I want to like it. I think he's a decent singer, and the songs are okay, but it's just something about me that I'm just like, what is this?
Wow, okay.
It just does not work for me. That's just me.
I'm actually surprised. I honestly would have thought you would like it.
I don't. And I want to, but I can't. I won't.
Don't.
That was for all you Seinfeld
She would if she
fans
could, but
out
she
there.
can't, so she won't.
Thank you. Then I got Annie DeFranco.
Yeah.
She's another one.
Yeah.
Where it's like, what?
That's one of those ones where I just had to accept, like, that is absolutely not meant for
not
me,
for me.
in
No.
any capacity.
It's not for me. And I've listened to all of her music again. I try to get it. I've tried really hard to get it. But I don't know if it's because she's so angry or what her deal is. It just does not work for me. So...
Yeah, well, that's an endurance test. You listen to all her albums?
Yeah. I didn't... Well, not all in succession. You know, I gave myself a break in between,
Yeah.
but I did listen to all of them because I try not to poo-poo things outright, you know, and I tried, but it failed. Then I got, now that's what I call Music 12.
Oh, God, those things. Oh, my God.
I don't have to say anything else more about that. Then there was this band called Same Shit, spelled SAMESHT, period. They didn't spell out
This
shit.
is the name of the band.
That's the name of the band.
I have not heard of this.
And their debut album, Same Shit. Same shit, same shit. I'm not going to say anything else.
Welcome to the 2000s. Same shit.
Same shit, same shit.
Same shit, same shit.
Same shit. Then I got Blitzen Trapper.
Wow, you're pulling out like the deep shit. I've never heard of this either.
Yeah.
I've heard of this.
So they're another one of those bands from this time period that were just like just super mediocre. Is that a good way to say it?
Aggressively bland.
Yeah, just
aggressively bland.
Like an auditory
Wildly
napkin,
mediocre.
if you will. There's nothing that stands out about it. There's nothing that's really great about it. The musicianship is...
You forget the songs 2 minutes after having heard them.
After you hear it, like
yeah.
you... And the only reason...
knowing people at the time that were really super into them, and those people had music taste that I thought was terrible.
Thank you.
Yes.
And the only reason I remember Blitzen Trapper is because, again, which I mentioned maybe not the last show, but the one before, this is the era of the worst band names ever. Mm-hmm. Where they're, Pomplamoose. What? Like, what are you... You're just trying to be what? I can't.
People are clutching at straws to try to, I don't know.
And then I've got, then I've got Marilyn Manson.
Oh, well, Marilyn.
Oh, boy. That's troublesome. That's unfortunate stuff.
I understand what he was trying to do. I get it. Amongst other people. And I just feel as though my psychological profile of Brian Warner is that he, I don't know, like somebody beat him up when he was a kid or made fun of him or something. And it's like, like Phantom of the Paradise. He is Phantom of the Paradise.
Swan.
He's Swan.
Swan. Paul Williams.
Yeah, he is Swan.
He's Swan. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, watch the movie Phantom of the Paradise and you'll get it.
Yeah.
He is Swan. And, the weird costumes and the makeup and the this and the that, just,
Well, in theory, is cool.
Yeah.
But
Marilyn Manson was never my thing and never will be my thing. I will say that I do think that sometimes it did work.
Yeah,
and
I
when
like
it did
the cover
work,
of
Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams. That was,
But even there's even some original stuff that they did put out. I
The
think
Dope Show. I like that
when it was
song.
more an actual real band and
Yeah.
not just the Brian Warner project. Everyone needs to do what he says.
Yeah.
There are times when it worked and it was pretty badass, even though it was not my thing and it never was. But I think at a certain point, that dude started believing his own hype.
Oh, yeah,
and
completely.
it no longer was an act, and it was just he became who he became the role he was portraying.
Swan. Well, he walked into it already fucked up to begin with.
Yeah. So that I don't know that he really had maybe the right tools to handle the success, because he's become a tragic case.
Oh, yeah. He needed therapy real bad back then.
He's just all fucked up on drugs. I mean,
yeah.
Just a disaster in concert, falling all over himself, assaulting his bandmates.
Yeah. And Dita Von Teese, what the hell were you thinking about? Was his dick that big?
Is that your worst of the year?
That's my worst of the year.
Okay.
Well, over to you, Paul, to go ahead and poo-poo everything outright.
I probably have some stuff that I don't like. I'm willing to bet. I have 4 things here. I have 3 runners-up and a worst. Well, of course, Metallica saying Anger.
Ding, ding, ding.
Come on.
I mean, I almost didn't put it on here because I thought, well, that's, I mean, water's
Doesn't
wet.
everybody know that?
I mean, you know.
That album would go on the list just for the snare sound alone.
Alone, yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
I know you're not kidding. That's why I'm laughing so hard.
And it's worse than this next one, but I'm putting it above it because I hate them more. Jane's Addiction with their Strays reunion album, Strays.
I didn't even know they did
I didn't even know that.
album. Huh.
Yes, they came back with an album called Strays, and
they should have been straight.
All 4 original members?
no, because Perry Farrell's involved, so there had to be somebody he was involved with.
Okay.
But yeah. Evanescence with Fallen.
Oh,
God.
Anything by Evanescence. Anything. Mall Girl Goth.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, that's it. Mall
thank
Girl
you.
God.
Oh, God.
Thank you. Oh,
my
shit.
God. Mall Girl God.
Why didn't that come to me? Oh, that's so good.
Yeah, anyway. But the worst of the year, yes, even worse than any of this shit, Stained with 14 Shades of Grey. Yes, we've already talked about them.
STAIN
But
D.
it's still worse.
Just so bad.
Yeah, so that's my worst of the year, Stained.
Wow.
God, that is some horrible crap.
Yeah.
That's dreadful.
This is awful,
That is
terrible
that's
shit.
some awful work you've just read.
Why, thank you. Why, thank you.
Evanescence, that's the soundtrack to Hot Topic.
I mean, it really was.
I would go
yeah.
to a store,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what they were playing
for like,
all the
for
time.
like a couple of years straight. It was
Easily,
that.
yeah.
Yes.
And I remember seeing interviews with their fans, like at a show, MTV,
Yeah.
hey, blah, blah, blah. And the girl's like, oh my God. Like, they just love that girl,
Amy Lee.
I guess.
Yeah.
And listening to her voice, it's like, I don't know, man.
There's something about her when you hear her sing, you just are certain she is so full of her own bullshit.
Oh, God, yes. Oh,
she
God,
is
yes.
just so up her own ass.
Oh, God, yes.
Like,
And it's none of the original lineup is involved in that in any capacity.
No.
It's just whoever
it's
she
all
hires.
just her.
Oh,
whoever
really?
she-
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
yeah.
know
They
that.
all every single person from the original lineup, they're all long gone.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they've all long since exited.
Because they hated her?
Just who the fuck knows what kind of band trauma, and then it just became a situation with her and a revolving door of session players.
Are they still, is she still
They will still,
making
yeah, you
stuff?
could still see Evanescence, I think, to this day, but it's her and God knows who else.
At some festivals and shit?
Yeah.
Oh. Because her voice is like, is it good or is it really bad?
I don't think that she's necessarily a bad singer. I just don't like what it is she does.
Because she can
It
hit
does
some
sound
high
processed
notes.
as fuck, though.
Oh,
Yeah, it's very
I mean,
processed.
there's that.
yeah.
So, I mean,
Super
who knows what they
processed.
sound like live?
Yeah, I sure don't. Did anybody out there see Evanescence live? Put it in the comments.
All right.
Now,
Well, all right. Well, I guess let's
let's
go
wrap
to
this
some
up.
commercials and then get out of 2003,
please,
shall we?
Please.
Ooh.
Dude.
Anger works better rhythmically.
Check it out.
With the new AOL 9.0 optimized talk feature, instant messages really sing. Yeah! Life needs vocals.
It's
It's exactly what it
yeah.
is. You know, Daddy's Little Princess has a dark period.
Yeah, huh?
You know,
Yeah.
kind of thing. You know.
Oh God.
All right.
All
So
right.
everybody, thanks for coming back. It was nice of you to return.
Yeah. While you were watching those lovely commercials, we were talking
Yeah.
about Evanescence.
But anyway, it's time for us to get out of here. But before we get out of here, you know what time
Is
it
it?
is.
Is it really?
Is it?
Finish photo time!
All right, so this is Crystal in 2003. She says, "This is my homegirl, Dr. Nicole Fleetwood, and I in a wacky bar in Chinatown called Double Happiness. It was what I called the summer of Hey Ya because it was the biggest hit song that year. The DJ must have played it 27 times while we were there, and it was fun for the first 9. Then we wanted to go strangle the guy. Our friend Coleman Domingo took this photo. It was a drunken good time." This is me in 2003. This photo was shot by Neil Motteram, aka Mr. Dodgy, a British photographer who made his way to the US, I think sometime in the 90s. Yeah, Mr. Dodgy, he was always around. He was always on the scene, taking photos of all the bands around. He was at every show, and sometimes he would have bands come into his studio, and he would take photos. This was a shoot we did in September 2003. I was still in the sleeves at the time, but he had me in solo to do a bunch of photos. If you look closely, I have a button there on my scarf that says, "I've been shot by Mr. Dodgy." And he's still out there. Look him up. Mr. Dodgy. Dodgy Rock and Roll Photography. And here we have Tommy in 2003. He says, "This sums up all of the touring I did in 2003 quite well. This was taken somewhere in Delaware, most likely." And actually, I'm going to cut in here and take it a little step further and say, I think this photo actually sums up Tommy quite well. So there you go. That is Crystal and me and Tommy in 2003. But I have one more thing to show you. This is a piece of artwork by Jordan Gassman. He is a viewer of the channel, and when I was recently doing my live stream, he popped up and he came into the chat and he said he had this drawing that he had done of us, and I asked him to send it. And this is it. And I think it's really amazing and really cool, and I'm really flattered that he did this, and I wanted to show it to you all. Thank you, Jordan. All right, there we go. That was us in 2003, and this is us in 2024 trying to get the hell out of here, and we're going to do it. I tell you, we're going to do it. But before we do it, you may want to consider subscribing if you haven't, and if you do, click the little bell, leave comments, like the video, all that kind of shit. But most importantly, come back next week because we're going to be discussing our favorite albums of the year 2004.
No, we won't.
Oh, wait a minute. Luckily you remember.
No, we won't. I know what we're actually going to do. We have a special surprise, don't we?
Yes, that's right. Luckily, I told you this before we shot, and you remembered.
I'm so good. I'm the very goodest sometimes.
You're good at remembering.
I'm a rememberer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, come back next week because we're not going to be doing 2004. We are going to be ranking the Who albums.
We are? I thought we were doing a special about AFI.
AFI? What's that stand for?
Only if you could tell us what AFI stands for.
I don't know.
You don't remember?
Another fucking imbecile. That's what it's called.
No, it means a fire inside.
Oh!
Yay! Me and my brain.
But no, next week is a very special episode.
But all joking aside, we actually are going to take 1 week off. Sorry, people who really got to get in on the 2004 list. You're going to have to wait because we want to do an episode where we rank the Who albums. And I thought next week will be perfect because it's going to be Roger Daltrey's 80th birthday.
Yeah.
Can you believe that?
Yes, so this is going to be our Roger Daltrey's 80th birthday party.
He's a cutie.
Ranking of the Who albums. Then after that, the week after that, we will come back with 2004.
And continue to punish you.
Yeah, there you go. All right. We will see you next week. And the audio is running.
The audio is running. And the refrigerator is running.
You better go catch it.
Oh!
And are we...
Do you have Prince Albert in a can?
Let him out.
Let him out. Let him out. Oh, let him out. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Well, all right. Welcome back to As It Should Be. Paul Bertolino here in the world famous As It Should Be Studios with Crystal Durant.
Hi.
With Tommy Von Voigt.
Hi.
And, in the world famous As It Should Be Studios in the produce section.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't really see. Oh, no, you can't see. Well,
2 bananas.
Normally we're in the produce section, but that's an in-joke, I guess, in this. You can't see it.
Oh.
Because we produce good content.
I'm probably going to have to redo that again.
Why? Because the avocado's
you can't see it.
not in
That
the
joke's
right
not going to
place?
land because I can't see the bananas or anything.
Well, no, you can. Well, emotionally, you can see the bananas. Yeah, there's 2 bananas right there. You can see an apple.
See, I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know what you can see.
Oh, yeah, you can see.
Take it from me, a fruit spotting expert. You could see everything. Yeah.
You can see.
You know what? Let me see for myself. Oh, okay, yeah, you can see it.
You can see him.
All right, that's me. My fault. I couldn't see.
Hey, it's me, Paul Bertolino. Hey, oh, shit.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Now we have our B-roll. Okay, because now we're going to do it again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Well, all right!